Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's JJ. Today we're coming back a video basically talking about this product that I've recently found out, and of course it is relatively a new company, and of course I'm gonna do some due diligence with you guys and some background check, and of course from there not advise you, but of course tell you my own personal opinion, and of course am I invested into it? Should you invest? And of course what can you expect? And of course some of the risks that is involved, and of course I would say disclaimer itself, yes, I'm affiliated with the company with their referral program, and if let's say you want to support the channel, feel free to use the link down below to support. And of course, before we jump into the content itself, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video. And of course, without further ado, we are going to basically talk about what is this Flynt Finance all about. So before we dive into the company itself, they have done some blog over here, which is over here on Medium. Basically, you can talk about how do you make money in cryptocurrency, and of course, people are basically talking about how can I make money in the crypto space. Is it like I can buy and after that I can just buy Bitcoin, hold for 10 years, and I'm going to be a freaking millionaire? I mean, to be honest, that had happened previously, but of course, to buy Bitcoin itself, to become a millionaire itself, as of now, you will need to have a substantial capital in order to do so. And of course, it's not a guaranteed way, but of course, crypto itself is the most volatile asset in the whole wide world. And of course, I would say some of you guys might call it gambling or something like that, but to me, crypto is the future. And of course, we can see that how can you make money with crypto in crypto itself using cryptocurrency, basically talking about using one Bitcoin to generate additional satoshis, basically 0.001 Bitcoin or something like that. So over here on this blog itself, there's like many ways out there to do it. You can do it via yield farming, basically DeFi protocols, interacting with Ethereum, paying a substantial amount of gas fee. Let's say you only have $100 to invest. I would say almost 20 to 30% of it will go to get a gas fee, so it is not profitable for small players. And of course, if you scroll down itself and you do not know what is liquidity provider farming yield itself, you don't know what is this LP or this LPPL. And after that, from there, don't be lampapalan to join, and after that, join the hype itself because you don't understand a single thing. Don't risk it. So if you scroll down itself, there's other ways to do it. Lending yield, oh, sounds fun and interesting. Sounds like big connect. And of course, I would say, yeah, basically lending itself, you can do it using the DeFi protocol. Aave, and after that compound interest itself. Basically over here, these are the decentralized platform where you can lend your crypto and after that from there get paid on it. And I would say the rates itself is slightly lower and after that varies from time to time depending on demand and supply. You can see maybe 0.10 or maybe 0.1% all the way to 8% depending on what kind of asset you're gonna do. So when we scroll down itself, another way to do it is called the option strategy yield itself. You can use it to do like options trading. If let's say you have some finance background, you know how to do some option trading, you can feel free to try it out. And after that, from there, I would say Flynt itself, their core of business itself is doing options trading. And after that, from there, I'm gonna basically tell you how they make money and stuff like this. So over here on Flynt itself, they are offering like quite a fund management basically done like option trading. So if let's say you want to try option trading, why do I want to rely on Flynt? And after that, why not I do option trading myself? So this is the dashboard on option trading that is provided by Deribit. And of course, I would say one of the best platform out there if you want to do option trading. If you want to try it on your own, use the link down below. And after that, I would say over here, you can see option trading. Okay, so what do I do? Head over to option. There's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana to choose from. And over here, you might see some dates itself. You do not know what is going on. That means it's a clear sign that you do not understand what is option. And after that, do not select any of it. Do not try playing option if you do not understand it. And over here, we scroll down itself. Oh my god, what is this? The bid price, the mark ask. Okay, bid ask. I understand what is that. Buy and sell, something like that. Okay, so what is this IV ask? Oh my god. You do not know what is it. And after that, from there, it is totally out of your league. And after that, over here, you can see what is this strike price. And after that, how much do I buy this and that? So if you do not understand everything over here, I would say don't play option trading because if you do not know a single thing about option trading, you might lose money. And I mean, like, you will lose money, not you might get lucky to win some money, but of course, in the long run itself, you will lose it all. So here on Flynt itself, it is a very straightforward strategy. Deposit your funds, subscribe to their strategy, their weekly cost, and after that, from there, you will be credited with the interest yield from their strategy weekly call. Basically, it's the option thing. Basically, they own it for maybe 1 week. So if you put your funds in, invested in it, within a week itself, it will expire, and expire itself, you will yield the profit / the premium through their assets that is under it, and of course their contract callings. And after that, I would say Flynt Finance itself, they are currently having this protection event. They will secure / insure you this 0.01 Bitcoin. If let's say you're gonna put in your funds itself, the max cap itself is basically 0.1 Bitcoin per user. And after that, there's a total of 2 Bitcoin for people itself. So one account itself only will be insured for this 0.1 Bitcoin. So if let's say the strategy itself is in a loss or whatsoever, doesn't worry. don't worry, you are still insured with what 0.1 Bitcoin, so the loss will not be incurred in your asset itself. So if let's say you want to try out the platform, use the link down below, and of course sign up. And of course you can see that they also have been listed on like Be in Crypto, some news outlet over here, some media outlet over here, bitcoin.com, quite famous news outlet. So these are articles about them, and after that it is true, and after that it's written by this company over here, so you can have a look if let's say you want to read it. And of course over here, some of the companies out there, I would say they just put for the sake of putting, and after that from there there's no real resources. But over here on Flynt Finance, I see that they are being super transparent about everything, and after that from there you can see powered by Fireblocks, Deribit, and after that Paradigm. So over here, Deribit itself is the platform that they use to basically do option trading, to basically trade your funds. And after that from there, Paradigm itself is a liquidity provider, stuff that is on the back end. Fireblocks itself is some custodian, and after that over here they also use BitGo as their custodian, if let's say you want to know more about it. So over here we're going to talk about how do they make money, and after that their past results. So already I've tell you many times itself, the Flynt Finance itself, they use Deribit to basically do option trading. So over here we can look at some of their past results. So how do they do it? Basically they gather funds that is deposited by us, and of course let's say you're interested in joining the history of Flynt Finance, feel free to deposit your funds, and after that they use the funds to trade on the Deribit on the options course over here. This is what they are interacting with, and of course I believe they use some algorithm slash bot or whatsoever to determine where should they go. And after that there's some high end technology software to it. And after that, if you look at their backend itself, they have been around since 2019, but of course this platform is not established during then itself, because they are doing some back testing, and after that from there configuring their software. So I would say their software itself has been confident enough to basically do this type of trades, and after that they have some results to back it up. And of course they recently launched on the September, the website itself, they launched it on the September, and after that from there they are a registered company. I'm going to show you much more details that I found later on. So over here you can see the Bitcoin performance itself, starting with their own 10 Bitcoin of capital. At the end of the capital itself, at the end of basically this day itself, they have done 169 trades, and after that over here you can see the Bitcoin, they have basically double it within 1920. So I would say around, maybe you can say 3 years or 4 years itself. So around 3 or 4 years itself, 19 is so 19 not 1 year, yeah, basically 3 years. So 3 years itself of back testing itself, they got the result. Over here you can see started with 10, ended with 26.7, and after that over here you can see that the lifetime profit itself is 167%. And of course, if you want to calculate it by per annum, 49.7% per annum. And after that, the profitable weeks itself, they have a 96.4% win rate. Basically over here, this is telling you their contracts doing every week, and after every week they are closing and opening contracts. And of course you can see that they have a losses week. Basically they have 6 weeks that has been losing money, and of course the losing money itself is 2.4% of the total win rate itself, so around 0.4% lose rate. And after that, we hear the max drawdown that happened during this significant call itself is around 53%. So this is the max drawdown that they have seen. So here the risk has really been implemented, and after that told to you guys itself, you know that option trading itself is not a guaranteed win itself. And of course you can see a drawdown as high as 53%. And of course they have some risk management behind it, and of course they will try not to lose all of the money. I would say you might basically lose your whole capital itself, but of course the company handling your funds, they will try their best not to lose it all. So I would say this over here has a very, very huge risk onto this platform itself. And of course you have to know that whatever funds you put in, you might not be able to withdraw more than it, and of course you might just withdraw less than it or zero. So this is the clear risk that is over here. And of course over here, this is some of the charts that they have. And US dollar performance, I'm not going to mention the US dollar because it's bullshit in crypto, because in crypto I look at Bitcoin to Bitcoin, not in the US dollar value. The US dollar value, we're going to look it after maybe 5 or 6 days later, telling ourselves that okay, Bitcoin is 20k now, nobody want to buy it. When it reaches $1 million, everybody wants a piece of it. So this is how the crypto space works. And after that, we're gonna do some companies background check of Flynt Finance. So over here I have their Twitter over here pull up. Over here you can see they have joined since 2019 November, but of course their following itself is not that huge. I would say much organic than those company out there promoting to get those fake followers slash bots itself. So here with this 596 followers itself, if you scroll down itself, they have tweeted some stuff, and of course there is minimum what is that called, reaction towards the content itself, because they are relatively new companies. So I understand this is not really needed. I mean, like to promote themselves and of course have a big following. And even though sometimes you can see people with 20k views, they only have like 100 over likes or retweets. So you can see that there's somehow a bot playing on the Twitter itself. So social media itself is not really a smart way or a reputable way to determine if let's say the company is legit. But of course, the next stuff that I want, the next thing that I normally do is basically check on their website, the domain name itself. So for Flynt Finance itself, we head over to this whois.com itself, who.is, basically to check their DNS, and after that from there you can see that they are registered under the namecheap.inc. And after that from there we can see that the site status itself is inactive. I do not know why, but of course the thing that I look out for is the expiry date. So over here is registered on 2022, and after that from there is expiring at basically 2 years later. So the domain that they buy is 2 years, and of course they do not have other information because they purchased the privacy thingy. So I would say don't probe into this, see whatever data is there, and after that from there determine. So over here we can see that they are a new company registered for 2 years domain, and after that from there, if let's say we look at Haru Invest itself, one of the platform that I've already done this analysis before. Previously, for Haru Invest itself, they done the similar action itself. They bought the domain, registered at this date, and after that, it was going to expire on the 22, basically 2 years later. And after that, eventually, they extended it another 5 years after it is going to expire. So I would say they are maybe looking at the same strategy on domain itself. I mean, because they are a new company, you do not want to spend a lot of money, I understand, on domain's name or whatsoever. You just want to try for 2 years. Maybe that's the promotion that they are offered on Namecheap itself. Buy 2-year domain, get it cheaper, and after that renew after that, or maybe wait for the next promotion. So I mean, domain name itself, you can't really determine the company, but of course, if let's say you really want to determine a company, if let's say the company is going to rug pull you itself, they will just buy the minimum amount of domain, the lifespan itself. They will probably just buy a year or so, depending on what kind of company that is doing it. So previously, there's like this Niku Inu company itself. They also buy a domain for 1 year, and after that, I would say the next year is going to rug pull, and indeed for rug pull. And after that, if let's say you want to look at Haru Invest itself, so some of the stuff that we can compare itself, the site status, it is showing inactive, and after that over here on Haru itself is showing active, and after that the server type is CloudFront, and over here we are unsure what is the server type itself. Maybe this is why, maybe it's still a new domain, and after that it has not been picked up yet. So I would say we can't really determine using the site status itself, but of course one of the stuff that I love about this Flynt Finance itself, if you scroll down all the way, you can see that they have this company incorporated in Singapore, basically Utorex Private Limited. So when I see this PTE Ltd, when they approached me to do some promotion, I mean not so promotion, I would say just do a friendly review or something like that, I was kind of interested in it because it is somehow a Singapore registered company. So when I know it's a Singapore registered company, what I do is I head over to the Accra Singapore itself, head over there and paste their name, and I do a search, and of course indeed enough, it is a legit company. It's not fake company. Over here you can see that it is Utorex Private Limited, and after that I already mentioned they have started their company since 2019 and stuff like this. So you can see we can't really see when did this company incorporated, but of course by the UEN itself we can see it's 2019. So from there this is indicating what year it was registered at, and after that from there the unique ID of the company itself. So I believe this is the year itself, the starting first 4 digit itself is year. So I can see that this company itself is indeed registered on 2019, and after that from there their UEN is shown there, and after that from there we can see they have a live address at Somerset Road 1111, and after I believe this is the office, maybe you can call it virtual office or something like that, you can't really determine, but after all itself they are not really using a fake company like some of the company out there. They try to tell you that they are legit, they use others company what is that, Accra system or certificate itself to lie about them being a legit company. But over here we can see that when I do the search itself, it is somehow legit. So over here you can see that it's development and of software and application except for games and cybersecurity. So over here I see that why isn't it registered under like finance/fund manager itself? Because I know the industry itself in Singapore itself, if you want to apply for those kind of fund manager, something to do with money itself, a lot of license is required, and after that from there you need to get regulated and stuff like this. So maybe they are using the software and of course application to trade on. So technically they can just use the terminology development and software application basically registered for the company, and of course if let's say they grow big enough in the future, apply for more license, they can change the industry. So this doesn't really matter. So over here, some of the checks that has already been done, basically the checks that is on the internet that you can do. You can't really go down into like who's the founder and everything, but of course, without further ado, we can see who's the founder. About us itself, we can see the David itself is the CEO of the company, and after that, Hank is the CPO, which I've spoken to, and after that, Victor itself is the CTO. So CPO itself is Chief Product Officer, and of course, from there you can see they are using some emoji as their front face itself, not really their picture. So maybe in the future they might use their own picture, or maybe they just want to stay anonymous as of now because it's a new company. They do not have a license to do it, and I would say this over here, this whole Flynt Finance itself is not really regulated in the Singapore space itself to be registered on. And after we are gonna basically talk about some other stuff later on. So we're just gonna see their Twitter itself, stock some of them. So here we can see this David S. Use name is David So. And after that, from there it is a new Twitter account. Maybe it's not on Twitter or something like that, so it's a new Twitter. So over here we can see on Hank itself is another Twitter account, Crypto Hanky. So over here you can see it is since 2021, so it is a real person over here for the company. But of course, for the CEO itself, it's not really in the Twitter space, I would say. So over here you can see veteran in the crypto space dating back to 2013, and after that he has built and after that operated 2 successful crypto services, and after that was the COO of one of the largest exchange in South Korea. So over here I do not know which not much information that is provided. So honestly, this over here they claim to be, and after that from there to know more itself, I maybe need to basically dig and after that talk to Hank itself to understand more. So over here we can see it is, yeah, I understand previously when I spoke to Hank itself on Zoom itself, basically he talked to me, and after that they told me that they have operated a crypto derivative exchange previously, and after that they know how it works and everything. So liquidity itself is not really an issue for them. And after that, from there I would say this is their new company. They currently have Bitcoin covered calls and Ethereum covered calls. So we're gonna talk about the Flynt Finance current event that you can basically benefit from if you want to sign up. So over here, one of the event that they're offering is basically their referral program, which is slightly new. So over here, the only way to survive the bear market is selling your friends. So over here, I would say this is just a meme. So over here, what they are offering itself, if let's say you sign up and after that you get a referral code itself, you can share it with your friends, and you can basically, your friend will get a 10% discount on the performance fee that they are charging. And of course, if let's say you have 0.1 Bitcoin, you will basically earn 0.001 on when you first deposit. So I would say feel free to sign up using the link itself and grab your own free Bitcoin itself. And of course, over here, what do you get itself? Simple. Invite your friends and you will earn 50% of the revenue. Basically, the fee itself, whatever they are charged, after the discount, and after that, the 50% of the revenue itself is yours. So this is a limited time only, and after that, this is originally only 25%, but they increase it to 50% to launch their referral program. So how do you get your link itself? Simple, click on this and follow the instruction. I'm gonna link this down below as well. And of course, the next one that they're offering is the bounty program. Basically, you can write a tweet and you can get $100. You can post a video and you can get $100. Start an AMA, you get $100. So it's easy, but of course, it's not that easy. You need to scroll down yourself to see the conditions. So over here for Twitter itself, 30 retweets or 100 likes, not botted. And after that, over here, YouTube video itself, a decent quality with 500 views. So for my case, if let's say you want to support the channel, feel free to share with your friends and family, and hopefully we can hit the 500 views mark. And after that, over here for for TikTok itself, they also having this promotion, 100 plus like on the video itself. So I mean, TikTok itself, there's a lot of bots. I do not know. AMA itself, a 30-minute session, you can get $100 if let's say there's an active crypto chat of 40 real people. So for my case, I believe my channel itself is showing 1k plus subscriber, 5k plus subscriber, but I would say not a lot of them are watching. Maybe they just came during the bull market and after that left. So we here, the next thing is you have to claim the reward, just follow the instruction, and after that, that's it. So this is the promotion that they are running as of now. Another promotion is, I've already mentioned, the Bitcoin protection event itself, up to 0.1 Bitcoin. So if you put in 0.1 Bitcoin and the next week result itself is a loss, you do not incur a loss. Instead, you are still in 0.1 Bitcoin. You are not losing the capital that is protected, and after that, the total of space is 2 Bitcoin. So as of my understanding, there is still space for you to grab. Basically, I would say around 15 or 10 more space for you to grab. So I do not know, but there's no transparency on this yet. But of course, I really suggested to Hank to basically put a timer or maybe like a amount of slots left so people can just register if let's say they want to try out the platform without losing money. So over here is the opportunity to basically try out the platform without losing money. And of course, on the last segment itself is the Q&A where we're going to jump into. Alright, so before we jump into the Q&A itself, I want to basically tell you the platform backend. So over here, if you sign up the account, and after that, from there, you just choose the strategy. You will see their performance over here. For Ethereum itself, it's slightly new. I would say they just released it like this last 2 days or something like that, or 3 days ago. So over here, this is what they are what the backend look like, and after that, you can see this is off flat line because it's not really in progress yet, and of course you will need more data to basically shown like what Bitcoin Core is showing. So on Bitcoin itself, you can see that the strategy has been always going up in profit, and of course over here you can see the capacity itself. As of now, they have I think 40 Bitcoin as cap itself, but of course you guys want to join in whatsoever, feel free to do it. And after this, the US dollar value, and this is the APY. So over here the backend itself, this is showing you how it works, the strike price and everything. Much more simpler version than this over here, than whatever you're going to play on the rebate option itself, because I don't understand much of it, so I don't touch option. But of course, Flynt Finance is offering an opportunity for you guys to basically try out Bitcoin option without really knowing what you are doing, and of course from there you can basically profit off using their strategy itself. But of course it is their strategy, and of course not always 100% win rate, and of course can't always expect profit week. So I would say this is one of the risks that you need to know. So for the FAQ itself, if you want to know more about it, is under my link down below on the video. Just click on it. I'm going to paste this paste pin down below. So over here, the question that I've asked itself is over here, if let's say a user were to subscribe into the strategy, how long will it take to be processed into the position for them? So it's a very simple one. So over here, their answer itself, since our product is, I'm not going to read out word itself. I'm just going to tell you what I understand from this FAQ that I've questioned with Hank on this Telegram itself. So over here, for the question itself, how long will it be processed when you sign up for the position itself? To explain to you. So over here, if let's say you have 1 Bitcoin, you just put in 1 Bitcoin and you click on subscribe itself. So when the subscribe happen itself, your amount will be sent to this pending wallet itself, and after that you will wait for the next cycle. So their cycle itself is weekly basis. So every Friday you'll be entering into the position, and after that from there every Friday you will be entered this position if let's say you have a pending amount that is subscribed. So for unsubscribe itself, it's the same concept. If let's say you're gonna unsubscribe itself, you will just continue playing out until the next Friday, when the contract expires, and from there you will get credited with your funds. So over here, this clears it. So as of now, it is a weekly basis contract. If the contract is settled, will there be a new contract, or you'll manually subscribe into the next one? So over here for their this, because over here, let's say we're going to look at it, if you subscribe itself, you're going to put in your Bitcoin, and after that from there, once you're in the game itself, in the money or something like that, so you're in it, and after that from there you might be thinking, okay, so if let's say there's the exact lockup period itself is maybe when you start on Monday itself, you need to wait 4 days, and after that another week to Friday, maybe 9 days, maybe 11 days to basically join into this contract itself. So what I can explain to you is, if let's say you have subscribed in this strategy itself, you will wait until Friday to basically submit your funds to the next strategy call, and after that from there, when the call expires itself by Friday, I think you can unsubscribe by Friday at 5 p.m. or something like that. Just do a unsubscribe. By then itself, you will basically get your funds credited back to your wallet. If let's say you have happened to miss out the time frame on Friday itself, you will need to wait until next Friday to basically unsubscribe. If let's say you do not want to do anything, your funds will keep compounding. So your capital itself plus the profit or loss that is being incurred during that week itself will be automatically pushed on to the next cycle of their weekly strategy call. And after that, from there, as of now, they only have 2 strategy, and yeah, basically they've told me that this over here might seems a bit risky, basically 5 times or something like that. You guys might be a bit worried about that. So over here, they have basically tried to do some other strategy with like one-time call and something like that. In the future, they're gonna release it. So over here, we're gonna look at the next question. So over here, answer it will be automatically compound to the next cycle. Easy to understand. So the next one is, so if let's say so user does not have the option to basically do this itself. So I already suggested to them that maybe you can do like maybe the user want to lock up their funds for 3 cycles, basically 3 weeks, something like that, and after that you will automatically expire. So for their case itself, they are not really including this implementation yet, unless there's a lot of people like requesting for it. So they already said your user can decide to basically exit the strategy before 2 p.m. Friday Singapore time. And of course, from there, you will be excluded for the next cycle. So yeah, it's 2 p.m., not 8 p.m. And after that, from there, you can see as the market condition are not foreseen weeks in advance. So they do not plan to include this feature at the moment. If more users request for it, we are open to manage. So for my idea itself is, if let's say they put their funds in itself, maybe this part itself, they want to put in their funds, there's like a cycle. Maybe you can say, I want to lock up my funds for 5 cycles, basically 5 weeks. And after that, from there, after 5 cycles, it will basically automatically unsubscribe. So that is what I mean. And of course, from there, yeah, hopefully they will implement this if let's say more people ask for it. And after that, the next thing is, if user were to unsubscribe, yeah, basically we already talk about this. So over here, yes, the funds will be unsubscribed on 8 p.m. 8 a.m. UTC. So this is the funds that's happening. And after that, so you lock up plan. Yeah, basically if you click on unsubscribe itself, Friday 8 a.m. you will basically receive your funds in your wallet and you can do a withdrawal. So over here, how long does funds take to basically be in the platform? Basically one confirmation on the crypto blockchain, basically on Bitcoin itself, one confirmation and your funds will be in, and you can basically put your funds to good use. So over here, next thing, how long does Flynt Finance basically do their withdrawal? So over here you can see it is basically answer me, it is 3 a.m. UTC each day, but they have seen a much faster process time in general. And after that, I asked them, is this 3 a.m. itself regardless like public holiday weekdays or maybe some events that is happening in the world? They say yes, it is basically every day regardless of whatever holidays or non-working events. They are still going to process the fund by 3 a.m. UTC each day. So if let's say you withdraw your funds before 2 a.m., I think 1 hour cut time itself, you will receive it the next on the withdrawal time itself. If let's say you submit your funds at maybe 2:55 a.m. itself, you might need to wait until the next day, 3 a.m. UTC. So over here we can see that if let's say Flynt Finance got hacked and after that basically all the funds itself is gone, like they are covered with BitGo and Fireblocks as their crypto wallet custodian. So we here at the moment itself to execute this strategy, 95% of their clients' fund itself subscribe are in Deribit. So they are using Deribit platform to basically do the trading, and of course almost 95% of the funds are sent over there to basically do anything. So if let's say the Rebit get hacked, they are basically going to follow the Rebit compensation structure on the Rebit website if you want to check it out. So we here for the next part, what is the risk management taken that could be shared, max drawdown that user can expect? So I asked this question first. So we here they answer, we have released the backtest result 3 years. Basically this is the backtest result over here, and the max drawdown itself they have seen is basically 53%. And of course max drawdown is basically 6 loss. I have told them the data over there, and after that from there, as the product they are currently having this 5 times cover call, that's the best way to basically manage the risk without involving in riskier weeks. So the quant team itself will evaluate risk through volatility and macro indication, but their record so far recorded no losses. And after that, there is a possibility of 100% drawdown. So take note of this. You might lose all of your funds if let's say it happened. The chances are there, but of course not low, not high, but of course it's still there. And after that, over here we can see that it is a leverage product, and after that, but as we will soon be launching a lower leverage product basically to suit the client risk management appetites, basically like a one times strategy cost and something like that. So I would say if let's say the higher the leverage itself, the more likely it will hit the liquidation slash max drawdown of 100%. And of course from there you can see that this is a very risky product. So over here, ask the question. So over here, 0.1 Bitcoin per cap per person for 2 Bitcoin in total, and after that it will expire on the 13th November, which is coming month. So over here, if let's say you want to join it, just feel free to sign up, and after that from there, take good use of this 0.1 Bitcoin that is in for your protection. Basically, if let's say you incur a week, the next week itself, maybe say touch wood, it lost like 100% max drawdown itself, they lose all of their funds. Basically, if you only have 0.1 Bitcoin, you'll be covered, and after that from there you will not lose money for until the 30th of November. So I would say if you want to join and after try out the platform for totally free itself, you can do it. And of course for the fees that they charge itself, is simple to understand. I'm just going to show it to you. If you go down itself, you can see this is the APY basically more data on the strategy itself, and after that the trader option instrument over here. These are some of the options that they have traded on, and after this the trade history that is ongoing, and after you can see there's a profit. But of course last week profit itself is not that much, but I mean in US dollar value it's not that much. And after that over here you can see they have charged a fee. If I'm not wrong, their fee is 30% or something like that. Over here the fees itself is 20% performance fee. So over here, if let's say there's a profit on that week itself, basically they're gonna take a 20% commission on the profit that you made, not your capital, rest assured. So over here, if let's say suddenly the next week itself they lose money or whatsoever, there is no subscription fee gonna be incurred. So over here they do not take any like unsubscription fee, general management fee. They only simple and easy to understand. They only take the performance fee. So if let's say you put in 1 Bitcoin and you profited maybe 0.1 Bitcoin, that 0.1 Bitcoin will be charged a 20% performance fee minus the 10%. 10% basically you are getting charged like 18% instead of 20% if you sign up today until the end of the year itself. And after that, from there, this is the fees that they charge. Let's say you want to move, and after that over here, yeah, I would say everything is already mentioned and covered. So I would say for the risk itself, you have to know that this company itself is relatively a new company. And after that, from there, I would say if let's say you're gonna invest your money in them itself, please note that you can basically have a max drawdown of 100%. That means you lose your whole capital if the week itself isn't good. And after that, from there, I would say the chances itself from their past data, not likely, but of course there's chances of that happening. So you have to really take note of that and only invest what you can afford to lose. So over here you can see for my case, I really put in like 0.01 Bitcoin to do test run with them first. Then I will then I will basically look at the results, and after that from there determine am I willing to take a higher risk with them because they are relatively new company. And after that from there I would say the funds itself, we are sending it to them. So in the crypto space, if it is not your private keys itself, not your money. So this over here has always been a golden rule for me. So if the amount that you put in with them itself, they can either one suddenly lose it through option trading, lose 100% of it. Secondly, they can basically do a rug pull and after that shut down the website, and the website will be just error 505 or something like that. I mean error 404, and after that from there you can't load the website, you can't find anyone to contact and everything. So these are the risks that you really take note of before you join into this investment itself. And of course for the APY itself, the past data doesn't determine the future's results. So you have to take note of that. These are, if let's say you have already joined them since the start itself, yes, 42% itself, you are generating 42%. But of course, if you are new itself, you are generating 0%. And of course, you have to wait for the next week result, and after that, the week by week result itself to basically calculate your APY itself. But on the average itself, this is just a projected APY itself telling you that 42.11 you are subscribed with them, and after that from there throughout the whole year itself, yes, you will yield this amount. But of course, let's say you're gonna stop or whatsoever, and of course there's some weeks that you might lose more than you earn, and after that from there, these are all of the risk consideration that you take note of before you jump into the platform itself. So I've come to the end of the video. If you like the video, kindly leave the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notification, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye.